the doll, Ed. It's a beacon for other spirits.
The real story of the Annabelle doll is one of the most chilling and well-documented cases in the realm of the paranormal. Unlike the exaggerated Hollywood adaptation, the real-life Annabelle is an ordinary-looking Raggedy Ann doll with a sinister history, tied to the infamous paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. This is the story that inspired the film franchise, but the truth behind the legend is even more unsettling. The tale of Annabelle begins in 1970, when a nursing student named Donna received the doll as a birthday gift from her mother. Donna was living in a small apartment with her roommate, Angie, and thought the doll was a charming addition to the room. At first, the doll was just an innocent decoration, or so they thought. Within days, Donna and Angie began to notice weird things happening. The doll seemed to change positions on its own. Initially, these movements were subtle, almost imperceptible, a slight shift of the head or arms. Over time, the changes became more dramatic. Donna would leave the doll in her bed in one position and return home to find it in another room entirely. At first, Donna and Angie dismissed the occurrences as their imagination or even a prank played by someone they knew, but things escalated quickly. Notes began appearing in the apartment, written on parchment paper. The messages, written in what looked like a child's handwriting, said things like, "Help us," and "Help Lou." Strangely, neither Donna nor Angie owned parchment paper, leaving them bewildered as to where the notes were coming from. The doll's behavior became increasingly malevolent. One night, Donna returned to find the doll inexplicably smeared with what appeared to be blood. The crimson substance seemed to emanate from the doll itself, dripping from its hand and chest. Alarmed, Donna and Angie sought the help of a medium to uncover what was happening. The medium claimed that the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins had attached itself to the doll. Annabelle, according to the medium, had lived on the land before the apartment complex was built. She had died at the age of 7 and felt comforted by Donna's and Angie's presence. The spirit allegedly wanted to stay with them and asked for their permission to inhabit the doll. Feeling sympathy for the tragic story, Donna and Angie gave their consent. They believed they were helping a lost and innocent spirit. Little did they know, their act of kindness would open the door to something far darker. Lou, a friend of Donna and Angie, was particularly uneasy about the doll. From the moment he saw it, he felt a deep sense of dread. Lou's suspicions were soon validated through a series of terrifying experiences. One night, Lou had a vivid nightmare in which the doll crawled onto his bed, climbed up to his chest, and strangled him. When he woke up, he was drenched in sweat and struggling to breathe. But what happened next blurred the lines between dream and reality. A few days later, Lou was in the apartment with Angie, examining a map for an upcoming trip. Suddenly, they heard rustling noises coming from Donna's bedroom. Fearing an intruder, Lou entered the room to investigate. The room was empty, except for the doll, which was lying in a corner. As Lou approached the doll, he felt an intense, burning sensation on his chest. Lifting his shirt, he discovered 7 claw-like scratches etched into his skin. The wounds were deep and burning, but they healed mysteriously within days. Frightened and desperate, Donna and Angie contacted a local priest, who then referred them to Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens were seasoned paranormal investigators, known for their involvement in high-profile cases, including the Amityville Horror. When the Warrens arrived, they immediately identified the situation as a case of demonic oppression, not a benevolent haunting. According to the Warrens, the spirit that had attached itself to the doll was not a young girl named Annabelle, but a demonic entity. Demons, they explained, do not possess objects like dolls for the sake of it. Instead, they use objects as conduits to get closer to humans. The goal of a demonic entity was to possess one of the apartment's occupants, and the doll was its way of gaining their trust and breaking down their defenses. The Warrens prepared for an exorcism of the apartment to cleanse it of the entity's presence. After the ritual, they took the doll with them, believing that keeping it would prevent them from further harm. After the Warrens took Annabelle, a priest visited their home to learn more about their work and see the doll. During his visit, the priest picked up Annabelle and mocked it, saying, "You're just a doll, Annabelle. You can't hurt anyone." Ed Warren was alarmed and warned him about disrespecting the doll's power. On his way home, the priest's car brakes failed, causing him to crash into a tree. Though he survived, he later confessed to Ed that he believed Annabelle was responsible for the near-fatal accident. After taking possession of the doll, the Warrens placed it in their occult museum in Monroe, Connecticut, where it remains to this day. The doll was sealed in a specially made glass case with a warning sign that reads, "Positively do not open." Ed Warren emphasized that the case was blessed regularly by a priest to prevent the entity from wreaking havoc. Over the years, the Annabelle doll has been linked to several chilling incidents. One infamous story involves a young man who visited the museum with his girlfriend. Mocking the doll, he banged on its glass case and challenged it to do its worst. On their way home, the man lost control of his motorcycle and crashed into a tree. He died instantly, while his girlfriend survived with severe injuries. According to Lorraine Warren, the girl later confessed that just before the accident, they had been laughing about Annabelle. Ed Warren recounted another disturbing event involving Annabelle during their early days of transporting the doll. On their way home, after taking possession of Annabelle, their car began experiencing sudden malfunctions. The brakes failed, the steering locked, and the car veered dangerously to a collision multiple times. Ed had to pull over and sprinkle holy water on the doll to safely continue their journey. In 2014, the story of Annabelle was brought to the big screen as part of the Conjuring universe. While the films took creative liberties, turning the doll into a porcelain figure with an unnerving gaze, the essence of the story remained the same, a seemingly innocent object imbued with a sinister presence. The real-life doll may lack the Hollywood creepiness of its on-screen counterpart, but its history is no less terrifying. In 2020, rumors began circulating online that Annabelle had escaped from her glass case. Social media buzzed with speculation, prompting the Warrens Museum staff to release a statement confirming that Annabelle was still securely locked in her case. While the rumors were debunked, the incident reignited public fascination and demonstrated the enduring fear and mystery surrounding the doll. To this day, Annabelle remains a subject of fascination and fear. The Warrens Occult Museum, though currently closed, continues to draw interest from paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Lorraine Warren, before her death in 2019, often spoke about the importance of respecting objects like Annabelle. She believed that the doll's power lay not just in the entity attached to it, but in the energy and attention it gained from people. Skeptics argue that the Annabelle story is a fabrication or an exaggeration designed to draw attention to the Warrens' work. However, those who have encountered the doll's eerie presence firsthand tell a different story. For them, the fear is real, and Annabelle serves as a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that may lurk just beyond our understanding. The story of Annabelle is more than just a ghost story. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of dabbling in the supernatural. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the events surrounding the Annabelle doll have left an indelible mark on pop culture and the world of the unexplained. As it sits quietly in its glass case, one can't help but wonder, is the entity truly contained, or is it merely waiting for its next opportunity to strike?